Alright YouTube, Smoky 1979 here. I want to do a review on this Kobalt 80 volt max cordless push mower I got here. So I just bought this thing today. I want to show you my yard here. So I had a couple gas lawnmowers. I just moved here. We're in the mountains here of North Carolina. I just moved here at the end of last summer, so I didn't really have to mow a yard. And I brought both my push mowers from down home in South Carolina up here, and there's about close to 3,000 feet elevation difference. And I don't know if it's the elevation difference or what it was, but I've had these mowers for a few years and they worked great. Chainsaw, weed eater, everything. I get up here and nothing really wants to run. I've tried adjusting carburetors. I get the chainsaw to kind of halfway want to run, and the weed eater I got to halfway run for a little while, but the lawnmowers don't really have no adjustments, and they just didn't want to run. So I had two push mowers that wouldn't work, and here we are in end of April, and my grass is really taking off. You know, our cold weather, it's still only about 55 right now, but we've had some warm days, and the last couple weeks it has really taken off. So I just bought this electric push mower, and I went ahead and just bought the biggest one I could get because I knew my grass was getting thick, and I figured, you know, it's no use to try to mess with a smaller one. And if you're keep your yard well maintained, a smaller one probably work just great. But I've got some really thick stuff in places, and I was looking at this lawnmower here, and it says it takes a little over an hour to fully charge. It runs for 60 minutes, I think, straight. It's got a sensor that detects the thickness of your grass. Well, you know, I'm a little skeptical about anything. That's why I'm doing this video. So obviously I've done a path about 20 feet wide here, maybe, across my whole yard. I got up a hill. It's pretty thick up there in places. Let me tell you, that thing works great. You know, here's some piles of grass I've already dumped out here. I'm really impressed with this. That's why I'm doing this. I don't always do product reviews, but I'm really impressed with this and thought somebody else might, you know, could use this. So the bag will come off, and then there's actually like a plug that goes up in there, and this flap goes down. And there's an attachment to be able to open this up and connect onto there if you want to just shoot it out the side. The lawnmower comes fully assembled. The battery and charger comes with it. They weren't in it though. You did have to charge it up. It had a little charge, but most of it had to be charged. This right here, these pull straight out, and that allows this handlebar to flip forward. The great thing about flipping forward is you can actually stand this thing up on its back side and lean it up against the wall. I mean, there's no oil in it. There's no gas in it. There's no gas corroding up in the gas tank with this ethanol these days. Plugs to foul out or check. I mean, just all that. I mean, this thing is not plastic. It's solid. It's metal. I mean, yes, this is plastic, obviously, but the frame is metal. It's got a... Let me go back to the handle before I get ahead of myself. All right. So your handles here is unattached. You know, it's a part. And this is folded on top of this, and then this is folded forward, and that's how it is in a box. So basically, to take it out of the box, all you have to do is pop these out because they're down here. This is where to lock it in place when you want to store it. Pop it out, fold it up, pull these out, slide it in here. I mean, they just twist off, and hey, it's together. Your battery goes in right here. You know, it's got a little, I think that's a fuse, I believe. Once you pull it out, it doesn't work. You know, I don't read stuff. You know, I just kind of throw it together. You know how it is, how men are. This is for height. It'll go all the way down to 1, which cuts like 1 7/8 thick or something. Then it'll go all the way to 7. You know, it's a one handle lead. So when you pull this up and you do it like this, basically this piece here pulls your front wheels up too and adjusts the front wheel height also. So, I mean, I'm really, really pleased with it. So once you put your battery in it, all you do is grab your handle here and it'll kick your power on. And then you mash your start button and it starts up. I was really skeptical, like I said, of how much thickness. It's kind of hard to tell here, but you know, my grass is pretty pretty luscious and thick here, you know. Here's some you can see is up, and there's some even taller than the wheels, obviously. It takes it a second when it hits the really thick stuff, so sometimes you have to slow down just a little bit, but once it kind of detects it with that sensor, you definitely can hear the motor speeding up. So I'm gonna try to do a little video here while I'm holding my phone. I just can't say enough about this thing, you know. It was like $4.99 at Lowe's. I guess the biggest selling points for it is the fact that it comes with a 5-year warranty for the lawnmower itself, a 3-year on the battery. You know, if you take $500 and you break that down by 5 years, that's $100 a year. You know, simple math, obviously. You know, how many times are you gonna cut your yard in a year? How many times are you gonna pay somebody to come cut your yard 40 bucks because your lawnmower broke or something? I mean, I've known people to do that. Their lawnmowers tear up and they just go pay somebody else to do it just because they don't want to buy another lawnmower. I mean, everybody's got electricity in their home, or most of everybody, you know, these days do. So you charge the battery up, you know, and a little over an hour, even if you forgot to do it, you wake up in the morning knowing you want to cut the grass, you throw it on a charger, and an hour 15 minutes or so later, this thing's fully charged and you're ready to cut grass. I mean, if I go out here and cut grass, I mean, mine's halfway dead. I honestly didn't charge it 100%. It was pretty close to charge, but I didn't do it 100% because it's starting to get dark and I wanted to go ahead and cut. So I throwed it on there, and there's some thick stuff here too. Now, once I've got this cut down, you know, if I come back next weekend or something and mow over this again or whatever, it shouldn't be this bad. But I haven't cut it this year yet, so it's been growing since the 1st of April pretty good. The last 3 to 4 weeks, it's been growing pretty dang good, and we've had a lot of rain here, and it's just gotten thick. So, you know, up in my main front yard, it's not quite as thick up there in front of my porch. Going up the hill, it's not till I get to the top of the hill, but this area right here is all thick. So I'm not sure with the sunlight, you know, how well you can tell, you know. And yeah, I cut crooked. Yeah, I don't care. Once you cut it all, it looks straight pretty much. So you can tell how thick it is. So here, let's try to go at it. I mean, it's quiet. I love it. Sorry. Handle down. Start it up. Send some thick stuff. Give it a second. It's picking up now. Kind of hard one-handed, so it's not that I gotta cut this slow, but when I'm trying to push it one-handed in this thick stuff, I just ran over a limb there. I hear it slows itself back down. That's to save the battery power and stuff. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I mean, this is really, you know, hey, does it keep kicking in 3 or 4 years? I don't know. But I think if I get a good 3 years out of this thing, cutting something like this, I'm going to be happy with it. I mean, we're just cutting away. Just cutting away. So let me go on up here. This ain't too bad here. Let off of it, shuts off. So, look at it. I'm thoroughly happy. Anybody got any questions about this Kobalt 80 volt max cordless push mower here? You know, hit me up. You know, I'll try to answer anything I can. I'm gonna finish cutting before it gets dark here in the front yard. It's pretty thick in the backyard too, so I'm definitely gonna have to have a full charge on that. But